Look, Australian Power and Gas is an energy retail business. The business was created after the deregulation of the energy markets from about year 2000 onwards. It's varied a little bit state by state, but basically we've set a business model up that's operating on a very much a variable cost model with highly outsourced components. So we outsource our sales to our key service provider being the Cobra Group, which is one of the world's biggest direct sales companies. So from an acquisition perspective, we can capture customers very quickly. We focus purely on the residential markets and we sell both electricity and gas. And we outsource our billing and customer service to another company called ServiceWorks, who provide that on a variable cost basis as well. So the management team of Australian Power and Gas, which is relatively small, it's grown to about 50 odd people now, really just focuses on the core functions of the business, the finance, managing the wholesale risk and all the marketing of the business, setting up the product structures and allocating the sales territories and so forth. So we do have a very strong relationship with our key service providers that we work with. The companies first started signing customers in 2007 and we signed our first customer in February 2007 and we've now grown to where we have over 150,000 customers on the business on the net accounts. That's created a very fast growing company and in fact we're one of the fastest growing companies in Australia and last year we were ranked number 1 on the BRW Fast Starters list. Where we had revenues of about 72 million. This year we're obviously almost doubled that again and basically we've doubled revenue every year we've been in business so far. We just finished the financial year, we announced our results yesterday. Basically on the revenue side we finished at just over 130 million, which was in the middle of the guidance range of 125 to 135 that we'd put to the market. And EBITDA also was just over 12 million, which was within the guidance range of 12 to 14 million, which we put to the market. Customer accounts finished at 145,000, which is just slightly under our target of 150,000. However, we crossed over the 150,000 virtually in the first 2 weeks of July. So the business is continuing to grow fast from that perspective. So we added almost 50,000 accounts for the year, doubled revenue from 72 million to 130, so it's about 80% growth. And the EBITDA went from -2 the year before to +12, so it's a 14 million difference in EBITDA. So the numbers are really starting to flow strongly through the business now. One of the keys to this business is our working capital facility we have. It's a $50 million working capital facility, and that's really linked to the receivables in the business and the accrued revenue in our business model. We have quite a period of time between when a customer first signs up with us and when we can actually invoice them. It's about 100 days because we bill on a quarterly billing cycle. So Fortress Investments lend us this facility which allows us to finance the business during that time when we're paying for the energy before we receive the money. So during the year we extended that facility, we actually renewed the facility and it crystallised some performance conditions in that facility. So that facility was originally due to expire in June 2011. It's now going to be December 2012. So it gives the business a lot more certainty going forward in its funding. But as part of that renewal process, the core terms of the success fees associated with that facility were then crystallised to defined payment dates. So the board took a conservative position and agreed to write those costs off in the last financial year. So it was 5.3 million in total. So that's basically where we see the result being affected to a -3.3 negative NPAT from an underlying NPAT positive of about 1.5 million. So the rationale for that was really around that the facility conditions had changed significantly and now crystallised the success fee payment, and that payment was prudent to take at that point. So this is really a watershed year for us. We've put a revenue forecast out for this year of 200 to 220 million and an EBITDA of 21 to 23 million and an NPAT of 3.5 million to 4.5 million as guidance ranges to the market. Our customer target is 250,000 by the end of this financial year, so that's another 100,000 from where we are now. And the reason for that is we've now expanded into New South Wales and Queensland. So where before most of our customers were predominantly based in Victoria, now we're seeing an expanded growth platform where we have 2 new states we're marketing to, particularly Queensland, where we'll be going very aggressively there, and so that we can now add to that business and double our growth from what we had last year. So in fact, we're actually increasing growth rates, not decreasing growth rates, so it's a significant step change for us. Brings us into our first full year of profitability right down to the bottom line, and it really changes the dynamics of the business. Look, I think that the key parts of the business is it has taken a couple of years, even though it's grown very quickly, to now where we get to a point where we're starting to reap the benefits of those early years of hard growth, where we're starting to see the numbers flow through, and a business that's gone from 0 revenue 3 years ago basically to one where we're looking at over 200 million of revenue in this coming financial year is certainly a very strong growing business. The business is we can replicate it into each state, so we're very confident around the sales numbers. We have diversified our sales channels so that we not only have direct sales, but we also have internet switching, and we're certainly gearing the business to be taking advantage of new technologies that are coming into the markets as well. So it's going to be a very, very, very exciting period for the business moving forward as we start to really see the benefits and the results of the years of foundation that we've laid out today.